Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Brett Saves the World, the show where we possibly and probably save the world. Today, I'm joined with my father once again, Michael Wall, and a special guest, Alexa Shackelford. How are you today, Alexa?
I'm doing well. How are you, Brett?
I'm doing okay. I don't think I've ever actually said your last name.
Shackelford.
Well, it came out and then it just stopped working.
It's okay. It's a long last name.
So anyways,
His stepsister's fiance is a Shackelford.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you'd think he could announce that or remember that, I mean.
I did not know they were engaged.
Here in West Virginia.
Okay. Because my dad's from Missouri, so when I go to the Midwest, I meet more Shackelfords, but that's it. Nowhere else.
Yeah.
So it's like definitely a Midwest thing. So that's what I was wondering. So
I mean, he's going to have to get used to saying it because it's going to, as far as I know, she's going to take that name at some point. So
it's a strong, good name.
That's right.
I'm sorry. When did this happen?
When did what happen?
When did they get engaged?
3 years ago.
You're married or breaking up, like in COVID.
No one told me.
Oh, but it's like one extreme or the other. Like
I know.
No one talks to me when the family changes. It just happens.
Well, we've all been separated for a year, so need to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Alexa, before we start, would you like to fill us in on all the things that you've been doing? Is
this your first show?
I don't do the interviews anymore, Alexa. I got my own show.
So Alexa, you came on last year and you had all this stuff that you were talking about that you were doing, including a short film that you were working on, which you finished.
I did. Now. It's finished. I finished it, and it got into some film festivals. So it actually just won Best Short Film at a festival in Tennessee called Chattanooga Film Festival. So that was really awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, I finished that last year, it took a while. So yeah.
Well, when we talked to you last time, you were talking about having to learn some animation and that you would not do that again if you had the choice.
I don't know if I wouldn't do it again, but if I had a bigger budget, I would do it.
Yeah. Well, so what's the name of the film?
Imperceptible.
Imperceptible. And we got to watch it, and it is wonderful. And the animation, I loved it because it was very comic booky.
Yeah, that was the point. So I'm so glad the animation came out.
It was really good. It was really good. So tell us a little bit about the film. What gave you the idea? Is it based on true events? Where did that come from?
So I actually wrote that film three years ago, and it was a completely different story. And we were trying to get it funded and get that going, and the whole thing kind of fell apart. But I feel like it was meant to be because the story was completely different.
Right.
It had a romantic element to it, and I went a couple years and I worked on something else, and then I came back to it, and I'd been doing a lot of like soul searching, and I wanted to do something about dealing with anxiety and kind of coming back to yourself.
Yeah.
And I wanted to still incorporate the comic book element and kind of being your own superhero. That was kind of like my theme of like what I wanted to accomplish. So that's kind of where that came from. And then I did the script completely different, took out the guy because I was like, nope, this is about her.
Don't need him anymore.
Yeah, this is about her finding her. And so then I rewrote the whole thing, and I rewrote it in like a night. And then I started doing pre-production for it, and everything just kind of fell into place, and it just happened like super organically, like way easier and way better than it was the first time. So it was kind of meant to be what it was.
Yeah, I love the fact that it starts out and you're like cleaning up the store, and you run across a younger girl and it kind of startles you. And then because at that point, I have no idea where it's going. Right. So I'm assuming the story is going to be about this young girl. And it is in a way, but it takes you in a completely different direction. And it's, I think I said off camera, it kind of pulls at the heartstrings a little bit, and it's a little sad in parts, and but at the end of it, it's very hopeful. So I really like that. It's like a big, for 13 minutes, takes you on a roller coaster.
Oh, yay. I know shorts are really hard because there's so much I want to incorporate into them.
Yeah.
So, but I'm glad you went on a ride for 13 minutes.
That's right. I mean, it was pretty good. Was that?
My father has only cried 3 times: at my birth, at my sister's wedding, and during this film.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, he's lying though. I cry at the drop of the hat.
Okay, I do too. I cry when I'm happy. I cry when I'm sad.
Yep.
Like I cry all the time when it's not.
I cry more when I'm happy than sad.
I do too.
Yeah.
I had to cry the other day because the shower got too cold and it freaked me out. And maybe I was tired. I'm on some new medication and I just lost my mind.
Oh no.
I started thinking about the people on the Titanic and how cold that water had to be. And it just
That is a segue.
Oh, Brett. Oh my gosh. So who played your dad in the film?
I'm trying to.
He was really good.
you.
I feel terrible. I'm trying to remember his name right now.
Not your actual dad, was it?
Dad. But no, he was wonderful. He came recommended from a friend of mine, and he was great.
He looked familiar. I was trying to. He looked familiar to me, which that doesn't mean anything necessarily, but I thought he did a really nice job.
His name is Jeff Jeffers.
Jeff Jeffers, yeah.
Jeff Jeffers. I did remember his name. I just had a complaint. I was like, oh my God, I can't. My brain is like having a brain right now.
Well, it's different when somebody's asking you directly.
The only reason I know my dad's name is because the only reason I know what my dad's name is because it's half of mine, and that's the only reason.
That's why we named you that, so you never forget.
Thank you.
So, Alexa, was the story, was it based on things that you have been through, or was it just an idea that you had?
It was based loosely on things I've been through. Like I've gone through a lot of anxiety and some issues with family and my parents and stuff, but nothing. It was loosely based on that, loosely. Yeah. But I kind of I formatted it like where it was loosely based on it.
Well, what kind of feedback are you getting from the film festivals? Because I think the anxiety angle and how someone deals with that, especially on a personal level, is one of the best parts of the film. But I'm curious to hear what you've been what kind of feedback you're receiving.
Oh, thanks. It's been pretty good. I was trying to have that focus on mental health. That was kind of the focus of it. I actually have a question for you guys.
Oh.
And
that's not how this works.
You watched the movie, and I guess I don't want to give away too much because I want people to watch it. But
that's right.
Who did you think the little girl was?
I thought at first that it was a customer in the store that had just, wandered to the back. And then it dawns on me later who she actually kind of represents. But that's what I thought at the beginning. I was like, well, that's why I thought the focus was going to be just on her. The character that you were playing in the film, I thought was really going to be more of a secondary, more of a help the story along type of character. And that's not the way it went at all.
I think I probably thought about the same thing as my dad, except I thought maybe the general message of it was going to be a bit different. For example, I thought it was going to be more about how much parents suck, and I really agreed to that.
Come on.
I have a lot of issues with my parents.
I'll tell you what, that's why we started this podcast, so you could work them out.
My dad does this one thing where he thinks it's cooler if he doesn't have like a background. So he likes
it is cooler.
He likes to put this picture of a bunch of screaming men behind him.
They're yelling con.
I'm sorry. Continue.
So Alexa, outside of the writing, which I thought was excellent, and I enjoyed the dialogue, I thought your acting and what you were conveying with your facial expressions was really good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I thought it was really good, and that was part of the reason I thought it was kind of heartbreaking at times, was because there was so much going on in some of your expressions. You know, it kind of, you wanted to help that girl. You know, you're like, I need to help her. You're just like, there's just a lot of emotion there without saying anything. I thought that was.
Did you have a harder time acting in something that you've made than something that someone else has made?
Yeah, I was going to mention that. That's why I was like, oh, thank you so much. I'm glad my acting was good because I directed it. So it's really difficult to direct yourself acting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Much easier to be acting than have someone else telling me what to do. But I knew the story so well, so it was much easier than it's been in the past to like direct myself acting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. Was it difficult to kind of portray what was actually going on with her, in a short amount of time? Because you only really have just a little time to kind of hint at what is really going on between her and her father and just the bigger picture. I mean, was that difficult in such a short period of time?
No. I mean, it wasn't, only because like I worked on a lot of backstory with that.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't too difficult. Like it kind of just felt, it didn't feel like it was a short, it just felt like a normal like speech. Like it didn't make a difference, I guess, because I had that backstory, so I had all that background information.
Because it's really near the the latter portion of the film that you really kind of figure out exactly what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of guessing a little bit as it goes through, but then at the end, you kind of figure it out. So I was curious about that because I thought it was really well done. You keep us guessing a little bit, trying to figure out what in the world is wrong, what's going on. But then those scenes at the end with the dad kind of give it away. That's pretty good.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys can understand it. That was my biggest thing. I was like, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, because it has the comic book elements, but I really wanted to tell it from a psychological point of view. So I just wanted it to be more about anxiety and mental health.
Who made the comic book for you?
I made it with my friend Franz, who was the cinematographer slash producer with me on the film. So, and we made it together because we had a very minimal budget. So me and Franz did a lot of it, a lot of everything.
Yeah. The comic book owner in me was like, hey, get that comic in a bag with a backer on it.
We did the best that we could.
It's not going to stay mint condition if you're treating it that way. Oh, shoot.
Comic book. I mean, it's low budget.
Yeah, no, it was really good, really good. So I know we gotta get started on Brett Saves the World, but is there anything else that you've been working on that we can kind of keep an eye out for?
So it's been mostly the movie, and then it's been auditioning a lot, and I've actually, I guess with COVID, I've kind of been working on non-film related stuff lately.
Yeah.
So I've kind of started becoming a breathwork teacher, so that's been something I've been working on. Speaking of
what type of teacher?
Breathwork.
What is that?
Well, there's a lot of techniques that you can use for breathwork.
Yeah.
But specifically conscious circular breathwork. So it's when you're breathing from your stomach, your heart, and
I've heard about this. No, well, I have tried that. I actually had I've still got it. Got a book on that, but I was terrible at it because it's supposed to have a lot of benefits, right?
Yeah. So that's what I'm there for. I would facilitate it and guide it with a meditation and music and to guide you through it. So I would.
Oh my gosh, Brett, that's our third part. You have to come back now and do a whole episode.
I know it's like a different industry, but this whole year I've been reflecting a lot on, how can I really help people, and I feel like.
Are you a runner?
I used to be. I don't really run too much anymore. I hurt my hip. I'm still a young human, but I hurt my hip 2 years ago because I used to run a lot, and I stopped running and started.
Yeah. Running's tough on you, but where did you learn that breathing technique?
So I've been doing breath work for the past 2 or 3 years in LA at a meditation studio and one of the yoga studios I used to go to, and it was a transformative experience. It changed my life.
Yeah. What's the benefits?
Everything.
Yeah.
It drops you into a theta meditative state, and when you're breathing, it also releases all the gunk and energy that you don't really need, and it just releases it out of your body, and it can release trauma. It can give you intuitive pings and give you empowerment. It helps with anxiety. It helps with depression. It's amazing.
Yeah, Brett, you need to get on board with this.
Well, it seems like you're trying to help a lot of people, which is actually what this show is about. It's a show where we save the world.
That's a really good segue, Brett.
That was solid. Are you still auditioning remotely?
Yes, I'm still
okay.
auditioning.
That's the last question I had.
That was
Save your little world.
Way to ruin my great segue.
That was really good. That was a really good segue. I'm really interested in this breathing stuff. Yeah. Okay. All right. But that's episode 3. We gotta do an episode.
Okay.
You gotta take me and Brett through it.
Okay.
All right. That's the next one.
Okay.
My belly doesn't want to breathe.
Oh, you may not want to show anybody, but you need to do that. I think we got to go through that. I think because it's probably going to be hilarious because we will be terrible at it. I mean, do you have I was going to say, do you have somebody? Do you help people that have absolutely no idea how to do it?
Yeah. So I would guide them. It's hard because usually you would do it in person, and I've been trying to figure out how to do it over Zoom. So I have to watch them do it while they're on the camera. So I can watch them, breathing and make sure they're breathing correctly and keeping to the breath and keeping to the rhythm of it. There's no wrong way to do it. You just have to keep doing it from your stomach, your heart, out your mouth, and just stay with the rhythm.
Do you eventually, does it become second nature, or do you always have to concentrate to do it?
It depends on how long you've done it. I've done it for so long I can drop in pretty fast. So it's kind of like working out. Once you've done it a bunch of times, it's easier to drop in. But if you have it and you're just getting into it, then you kind of have to focus on.
You have to force yourself into it.
On doing it, yeah.
That's so interesting. All right, Brett, save the world.
But that's what I'm there for. I say things and I lead you into that, and
I know that. Yeah, we're doing no new breathing techniques without you helping us. That's a promise.
It relates to my movie because my movie's about anxiety and mental health, and so
that's true.
All related because this is all something I'm very passionate about. So
I have a hard time just breathing through my nose. I just can't Remember,
You get that from me. We're mouth breathers. It's
what?
not good.
We're from the Appalachians. That's what we do.
I mean, there's an easy, you can do the box breathing. I could teach you something really, really fast right now.
Okay, do it.
Do the box breathing. So you breathe in 4.
Oh, I've gone to therapy. I've got this.
And then you hold for 4. And then you breathe out for 4. And then you hold that for 4. So it's like a box. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sleepy.
They show it in therapy because it really helps.
Well, yes.
You seem very not into the box breathing, Brett.
I kind of like the box breathing.
Yeah,
I'm
it relaxes
into
you.
it. I do it in my car when I'm a bit nervous.
It brings your body into a parasympathetic state, so it's like a very relaxed.
You know what I think it is I think I'm a little self-conscious to do it in front of people. I don't want you guys to watch me breathe. I'm just human.
If we were just audio, would you be breathing?
What? No, I mean you two. I'm embarrassed.
I did it. I just made funny faces.
Dad, you have no shame.
No, I don't. Not anymore.
James from Oregon. All right, he's one of our many listeners. He asks us.
Oh, okay. We're getting it. We're saving the world now.
It seems to me like that's the only way I can get that in.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna shut up. You go ahead. It's your show, buddy.
James from Oregon. He's a listener. He asks us, who is the best and worst casted comic book character in movies? And I suppose that we can just expand this to any movie from 1950 if you want.
Yeah, we already know that she stopped watching like a year ago.
Yeah, so that's.
There won't be anything new.
I just did breath work, so I've just been breathing for like the past year, not doing anything.
Well, I stopped breathing, but I watched.
So you're asking
question. I have answers.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Oh, hold on. I mean, George.
Do you though?
Pretty bad. I mean, that's a popular like.
Oh, George Clooney, Batman. That's your bad.
Bad, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a really good one.
He had the nipples on the suit, and it was a whole.
That was bad.
I definitely think it was a bad movie, but I think he killed it.
Oh no.
I love George Clooney, but not as Batman.
No. What? Okay, here. What superhero would or should George Clooney be? What? Because he obviously Batman wasn't it.
Because he's so charismatic, I think they were like, "Oh, he should be Bruce Wayne," but I did not translate.
Doesn't fit. What do you think, Brett?
I think this one's a bit of a deep.
Because he's getting older now. It'd been a lot easier 30 years ago.
Yeah, this is a bit of a deep dive. So stick with me. I think he would be able to play a really good version of like an older Rocketeer.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I mean, Timothy Dalton played him in the Disney movie.
He did not.
He did too.
No, he didn't.
Well, who did?
Well, he's nobody, but it wasn't Timothy Dalton.
Look it up.
I have.
No, you look it up right now and tell me who it was then.
I have no good answer for this. I feel like George Clooney is like, no. I can't say
Yeah, he's just not a superhero type. That was kind of my point. I can't think of anybody that he would.
I actually think he'd be really good as anybody in the Justice Society.
You think?
Yeah, I think he can only play older superheroes.
Yeah, but which one? Could he do Hawkman?
No, it's come on, like the
Dr. Midnight? How about Dr. Midnight?
Well, I kind of like him as Our Man, maybe.
Maybe. I think it's a stretch. He's not a superhero.
Campbell was the Rocketeer.
Who was?
Billy Campbell.
Well, son of a gun.
Yeah, Timothy Dalton's in it.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Okay, maybe that's what it was.
He could also be Updog. No, Wonder Dog. What? Underdog.
Like the voice of Underdog?
Worst casted comic book character.
Yeah, I think that'd be it. You could give him a little nose. I want it to be like like the Cowardly Lion. I think
I'm with my answer. George Clooney, no.
Okay.
Yeah, George Clooney's Batman, definitely one of the worst casted. I agree with that.
I think my answer also comes from that movie. I didn't like what's her name? The Quentin Tarantino girl.
Uma Thurman.
Yeah, I didn't like Uma Thurman as Pamela Isley. I think her as Poison Ivy was terrible. I think that's a good one.
I think that whole movie was just terrible. But that's pretty much. I feel like everyone agrees that movie should not.
We went more modern, what would you guys say? If we cut it off in 2008, which was the first Iron Man, this wasn't just a weird date. What would your guys' answer be?
How about Ben Kingsley as the what was the character he was supposed to have played?
Mandarin, Dad.
Mandarin.
Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I didn't like Brie Larson that much as Captain Marvel.
It took some time. It did.
I mean, I didn't hate her, but I was kind of like neutral.
What didn't you like about her?
I don't know if it was Brie Larson. It might have just been the way the character was written.
Yeah.
Well,
but I feel like that character in general, it's kind of the same things I have with Superman. Like when they're too powerful, it's just kind of boring.
She's she's a bit uppity. That's kind of the vibe I get from her. So I do get that.
I just don't think she looked like the Captain Marvel from the comic books. To me.
I mean, she does. She looks. But the vibe, the whole, just everything.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people would agree with that.
Marvel casted character.
Well, yeah. I think Dad's problem with Captain Marvel is that it's not the Miss Marvel that he grew up with. It's not.
That is exactly my problem.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I think I'd go Ezra Miller to Flash. We talked about that on our podcast just a minute ago. I just can't stand him. And he pushed the I think that's real. I think he pushed the lady once. So, yeah, that's my answer.
Ezra.
No, you know what? Never mind. Same movie, Cyborg. Let's get rid of Ray Fisher. That's my answer.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So what did we answer? Who we thought was the best? Were we supposed to answer the best?
Sorry, Dad. You didn't have an answer for worst.
I know.
The worst, right? This is the worst.
Am I still picking the worst? How about David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury?
He looked good.
Come on now.
Here, you know what? I'll answer for you, okay?
Okay.
I think that was genius.
How about whoever played Doctor Doom in the newest Fantastic Four?
I didn't even watch it.
It was not good.
I don't even think I can remember who that is.
I have no answer for this because I just stayed clear from it.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Who were you going to say, Brett?
For you, I was going to say, let's go with the Wizard and the Jessica Jones TV show.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty good.
All right, so
that's pretty good.
I think I might have two for this one. I mean, obviously, Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark is probably the best.
Oh, we're doing best now?
Yeah, we're doing best now.
I think Robert Downey Jr. is probably the best, but my answer would probably be J.K. Simmons in the Spider-Man movies.
Oh, it's J. Jonah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved his cameo at the end of the last one.
Oh, I know. He's so good. He makes me smile. He makes me happy.
I mean, Tony Stark, he can't go
That's a tough one to pick somebody better than that. That's like a perfect casting.
Better than Robert Downey Jr.
That's pretty good. Although, I honestly, DC and Marvel, by and large, have done a really good job casting. They're not all hits, but they're all pretty good.
Marvel, yes. DC.
Yeah. No, you say no with DC? You don't like Wonder Woman?
I don't love her.
I'm disappointed. I saw the new one and.
Well, the new movie was terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I think she makes a pretty good Wonder Woman, but that movie was terrible.
She makes a good Wonder Woman. Marvel is superior in.
Well, yeah, we agree with you there. What do you think about Aquaman? Good. Was that a good casting or a bad casting?
I can't tell because I didn't really like I didn't like the Zack Snyder movies.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Well, because they were terrible.
The difference between if it's the casting, I think it was just everything as a whole.
Yeah. Well, we agree with you. It was rough. Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell, Alexa, but Dad and I are really holding back here. We talk about this on a daily basis. We're like, this is why we podcast together. So we can talk about dumb things like who's the best superhero. We just talked about an hour for.
We're simple men.
We are. We talked about for an hour the Justice League movie that just came out, and we're still not done. We had to take a break. And I just. So
I talked for like 5 minutes. He was.
All right, let's do another question. Come on, Brett.
Right, okay. All right, next one is from. Let me see who it's from. Looks like we have one from George in Montana. I guess we got a lot of mid America.
George in Montana. Welcome to the show.
On the podcast today.
All right. If you guys could rank the Ninja Turtles as worst to best, in your opinion, what would it be?
I have to pass on this. I know nothing about Ninja Turtles.
Come on.
Okay. All right.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Well, I have more. So Dad.
You don't even know the names?
Not Ninja Turtles.
That's fair.
No, that's terrible. That's terrible. You go. We're going to wait. You go watch.
We're not going to. All right, Dad. We'll rapid fire this one. Give me yours, and I'll give you mine.
Okay. If we'll do this one real quick. I would say worst to best.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Mikey, Donatello, Raphael, Leonardo.
Mikey, Donatello, Leonardo, Raphael.
Yeah, pretty close. It's pretty close.
I'm going to go Ninja Turtle 1, 3, 5, 4.
I do like Ninja Turtle number 3 and 5.
Really good. Really charismatic.
Yeah, good one. All right, keep going.
Okay, here's a good one. It is from Jim from New York. Okay, who is a character that you are disappointed that you haven't seen yet?
In the movie or a TV show?
What is a comic book character or a book character or really from anything that you're disappointed you haven't seen adapted into a movie?
Ooh. For a long time, it was Deadpool, but I got my wish granted.
It's good.
He's a good Deadpool. That would have been a good one to say that he was the best.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, you could also say he was the worst as Green Lantern.
I changed my answer. It's Ryan Reynolds because Ryan Reynolds was born to play Deadpool. I changed my answer. He's better. Better than Robert Downey Jr.
He's Deadpool.
He is Deadpool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, but that doesn't count because we've already seen him.
I know.
I'm having the same problems because the first ones that are popping up in my head are Green Lantern and the Fantastic Four. But we've seen them. It just hasn't been good.
They've just been bad.
Yeah. So that's...
Fantastic Four, they tried twice, too.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Maybe third time's a charm.
I reckon it is. Yeah.
I think it will be. I think when they come out with the new one, it's going to be better.
Are we going to count TV shows as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so like if they were in a TV show, they don't count? Is that what you're saying?
That's right. If they've already been in a TV show, that doesn't count.
Okay, I think I got mine.
All right.
They've done it in the Flash, but it's a different version than the one that I like. I would like to see Wally West Kid Flash in a TV show.
He's in the show though.
He's in the show, but
isn't he Kid Flash in the show?
Yeah, put him in the Flash show.
Yeah, but he's a different character because he's not the one.
Well, he got his powers, and he's
That's right, buddy.
That doesn't count.
That doesn't count. Hey, it's was it Jim in New York's rules? We didn't make.
Are we doing cartoons as well?
No, cartoons don't count.
Cool.
I don't have a good answer because I feel like they've done everything that I. It's bad in TV shows too.
Yeah.
I think so.
Ooh.
Alexa, what comic books did you read when you were growing up?
I read, Superman, obviously.
Well, obviously.
Spider-Man. I read most of the major.
The main stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
how about we say like main characters in a TV show or a movie, not like cameos.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, okay.
Well, whatever makes it easier on you.
Well, you haven't answered either.
I was hoping you didn't notice.
I'm not good at this right now. I've been like out of the comic book.
Yeah, let me think here.
I'm gonna.
Because like if this isn't a comic book, but I would love to see them adapt the Dragonlance books.
Yeah, it's not
for me, but
yeah, so that helped me actually. I don't know. Dr. Fate. I would like to see Dr. Fate.
They had a Dr. Fate on Smallville, but that's the only one I can think of.
When did they have Dr. Fate on Smallville? I watched Smallville.
Yeah, so they with you remember the Justice Society
I was in the later seasons.
Episodes. They had him and Hawkman, and
I started watching it again actually because I've been in a nostalgic mood.
I've also
pretty good.
And then I think
I started watching you know what? It's actually pretty good. Is that new Superman and Lois show? I've been like into it.
I've heard.
Oh yeah.
It's
you might
pretty good because I wasn't gonna watch it because Supergirl, but I was hearing reviews that it's actually good, and I watched it. I was like, shit, this is pretty good.
Yeah, really? Because the only one that I'm still watching of those is Stargirl. I like Stargirl.
I just didn't watch. I was so disappointed with Supergirl, and then the Flash just went off the rails, so I just stopped. But Superman,
I have to check it out now. If you say it's good.
I hope it stays solid because I've only watched. It's only been like 3 episodes, but.
Well, yeah, because when Green Arrow first came out and Flash 2, they were pretty good right at the start, but they got old fast.
Just seeing Superman as a dad, I was like, this is great.
Yeah, I was gonna say they have kids in it, right? They have children.
They have kids.
Okay, so all
right, Brett, we gotta check that out.
No, but I have my definitive answer.
Okay,
hasn't been in anything. I'm sure of it.
Okay.
All right, so they have started the path to using this character, but because he is a later version, we haven't seen him because they keep restarting it and they start with the first one, obviously.
Okay.
So my character is Tim Drake Robin. He's my favorite. He's probably the best Robin, and but we never get to him because we have to do Dick Grayson first, and we have to do Jason Todd. So yeah, Tim Drake.
He's supposed to be on Titans this year.
Well, he hasn't been, so he counts.
How about Sergeant Rock?
No.
Okay. All right. How about the Creature Commandos?
What about Man-Thing?
There was a Man-Thing movie.
You know what? Beta Ray Bill. That's who I want.
A Man-Thing.
Was that?
I feel like there was a Man-Thing in. I feel like they did this.
They did a movie. It was terrible. It was on the Sci-Fi Network. It was awful, but they did do a movie.
Does it count as a movie if the budget was $10?
Yeah, it probably wasn't much higher than that.
Yeah. I'm going to stick with Tim Drake. But for Marvel, I'd go Beta Ray Bill. I like him.
You know, anyone that knows fear burns at the touch of the Man-Thing.
Dad, you say that every night to me. He walks in my room and says that exact same thing. And ever since I've become an adult, he calls me.
Oh my gosh. You know, Man-Thing is one I always thought was a really cool character, but it was a terrible comic book. It's not good.
Well, the history behind it is Man-Thing is actually, or it used to be Marvel's punishment. So if they were upset with a writer, they would put him on ManThing. So the reason it was terrible is because no one wanted to actually.
Are you being serious?
Yes, I'm being serious. Yeah. So yeah, like they had to do the job, but they just had no passion for it. So that's why ManThing was so awful.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Next question.
All right. I don't, you guys are running me dry for my questions. All right. This is from Thomas.
Hey, are we getting anything? Are we saving anything with these?
Oh my gosh. Yes, we have been. We saved Antarctica from the penguins. We saved Alaska also from the penguins. And we saved Iran from the penguins.
Wait, I'm so confused about penguin?
Yeah, hey. Penguin apocalypse.
I'm so sorry. I have not done my job. For this next one, I'll do my job.
Alexa, okay, I was curious. It didn't seem like anything was changing, so I assumed it wasn't working.
Every time we answer a question, on my end, I get buzzers that go off, and then it shows me like part of the world that's been fixed. Sometimes it's hunger, sometimes it's war in the Middle East. This time it's penguins. And
I was worried about the penguins, so that's good.
Damn Flappy Birds. All right. I have 2 questions.
Okay.
I'll let you pick. Because Alexa, I'm gonna let you pick specifically.
Which question?
I have one about comic books, and I have one about Dungeons and Dragons.
Comic books, please. I do not ask me about Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, so our 3rd episode is about breathing. Our 4th episode is we're playing Dungeons and Dragons.
You know, I would genuinely go down.
I'm telling you, I'm going to give you guys a breathwork session. It's going to change your life.
I know. I'm actually looking forward to that. We got to do that.
Yeah, I've been doing breathwork all week, and I'm just like ready to take on the world.
Oh my! See, Brett, we need that. I'm not ready to take on anything.
The world's scary and big.
Just like our audience.
All right. So this one is, what is a comic that people love but you hate? Thomas from England, he did this both. He did 2. He did comic that you love that people hate and comic that you hate that people love. So if whichever one you want to answer, or both.
Mm-hmm. So a comic that we dislike but is popular.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
I
do want to mention there are tanks crossing the border of Tasmania right now. So we got to. You know what's really funny about that? Out of all the places I could have named, I named an island.
Yeah.
Which is funny to me.
That is kind of funny.
There's no tanks.
There's a bunch that I could put in this spot, but I've always been really disappointed with Wonder Woman comic books.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But they've been pretty. I've also by and large been disappointed with Superman comic books, but
I was gonna say Superman.
Yeah, he's too powerful.
Superman, I've always it's the same with Captain Marvel. If they're too powerful, I'm just kind of.
You could even there's so many you could go down. The Hulk. The Hulk there have been some good stories, but most of the stories are just, they're terrible, because he's so powerful.
But
and there's not much dialogue.
The Hulk that much.
Yeah, there's a bunch I could put in there that are popular. That
I'm gonna go with the Hulk over Superman. Hulk.
Yeah, because there's no dialogue. Now they've changed it. The recent stories I think have improved, but when I was growing up, no dialogue. It was just Hulk smash. He was super powerful.
Because Superman has a wonderful origin story. It's beautiful, and I love it.
Yeah.
And the only thing I don't like about Superman is just that he's too powerful. But the actual origin story of Superman is wonderful.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Hulk?
Gamma rays, come on.
Yeah.
What's that?
When I read this, I took this question differently than I think you guys did.
Okay.
because I think you guys thought comic book like runs. I thought about like individual like stories. I think that's because like I don't read single comics. I read paperbacks.
Yeah.
So Watchmen for me, I can't stand the Watchmen. I know it's like one of these critically acclaimed comic books, but I just
Watchmen. It's one of my favorite comics.
Yeah. Mine too.
I just don't enjoy it. I mean, it's just not for me. Maybe
Dark?
Well, I was born in a post 9/11 world, so that's not true.
Oh my gosh!
No, I was born in the 90s. I'm sorry.
Like, how old are you?
I was gonna say that was news to me too. You were young.
I was I was born in 99. Yeah, I want to Watchmen from mine. I hate Watchmen. Except for Jack, he's pretty dope.
Well, that's actually a pretty good answer because it's very popular.
And but if you guys could flip it, is there anything that you love that other people hate?
Yeah, that's a tougher question.
Well, for you, it's not XMen. Anything XMen? I think.
Yeah, okay, so I do love the XMen, but I don't really like most of the stories.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they're too big. The problem with the XMen is, they were the reason we have all this nonsense where you have to have crossovers.
Oh.
And, I mean, there's like 30 XMen books.
Much, yeah.
I mean, if you get down to it, there's like 200 or 300 XMen. It's too many.
Right.
I don't know if that doesn't really answer your question, but
no,
we could do a whole episode on XMen, and I think we have.
We actually have, and you've mentioned it then, and then you mentioned it at a different time at a family dinner once at my.
Ooh, Hugh Jackman. That would have been a good one for Wolverine.
He is the perfect Wolverine.
The only reason I didn't mention it is because he's so tall, but I don't want to see a short Wolverine. That's not something I want to see.
I want to see that
because he's like 5'3", right?
Yeah, he's tiny in the comics.
That's not for me. You know who I'm disappointed I haven't seen yet? Puck. I like Puck, the little guy with a big friend.
I've always liked Puck from Alpha Flight.
Yeah. All right,
He has no powers basically. He's just an acrobat.
Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to go.
And he has this breathing technique that he does.
Hey guys, I have to pee. What do you guys do in the podcast? Would like the guests have to pee?
We'll just end it.
Yeah, we're about at the end. That was the last question, right, Brett?
My answer is anything by Grant Morrison.
She's starting to dance around. We got to speed this up.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, that sounds fine. Alexa, we're going to allow you to pee, everybody. Thank you, Tasmania. Once again.
BRB.
Okay.
BRB.
All right.
Homegirl had to go.
Hey, man. When you got to go, you got to go.
Can I ask you,
you think she would have just tried this breathing technique to get through it?
Well, I don't know about you, Dad, but do you have your podcasting catheter on?
I do, of course.
I'd never leave home without it.
Yeah, I mean, what, you think I'm a rookie?
No, I don't. All right, but my answer, I think, would be anything by Grant Morrison. I think people like him too much.
Yeah, okay. I'm not going to argue that point.
Specifically, maybe Arkham Asylum or maybe Final Crisis. I don't know if people like.
I could have said Silver Surfer.
No way you did that. No way. That was very quick.
Yeah. I just thought of something. I was listening. Oh God, this is a while ago. I was listening to Mark Maron's podcast. I think he was interviewing Anna Faris, and she legitimately goes and pees, and they keep talking during the podcast. It's hilarious. He still has the sound thing on, and they're just talking.
Now that's funny.
It was pretty funny.
That was quite the speed trip to the restroom.
Well, I would like to give you both.
I have to pee every 5 seconds, so I'm really good at
That's that's what I said. I thought you would have used your breathing techniques to kind of get through.
That makes you have to pee more. Because you're just like, you're stimulating the body so much, and then it's like, oh, wait, I got
Yeah, you're getting rid of all the bad.
You got to detox, so.
Yeah.
Do you know that Dad will just stand up and go to the bathroom while we're podcasting? He won't tell me. He just goes. I'm like, I guess I'll fill for a couple minutes.
You talk about when we're on audio. Yeah, I just walk away.
Makes me so mad.
You should be, by now you should be able to fill some time.
I'm bad at it. I'm really
I know.
All right. Dad, here's another medal for you because this is your third episode. And Alexa, here's another medal for you for saving the world.
Yay.
Good, buddy. We did it.
I feel like we've accomplished a lot in a short amount of time.
The bittersweet beauty of this show is that the world's gonna go down the hole again next week, and we gotta
do it again.
It's too much. It's too much. They're gonna have to start doing some stuff on their own. I can't keep answering these questions.
All right, sorry, I just totally interrupted you.
I thought that was our podcasting model.
All right, everybody. Thank you for paying your $1 for this show. That's very kind of you. I guess we'll see you next week when we save the world.
Hey, wait a minute. You're not going to ask Alexa where we can find her at?
I'm sorry. I figured we did that in the 30 minutes at the beginning.
We didn't. Alexa, where are you? I know where you're at on social media, but where can we find you at, and where are we going to be able to watch the new movie and all the other great things that you're working on?
I know where you're at right now.
Oh, that's a little creepy.
I said it, and then I didn't like it.
Yeah, you wanted to bring it back then, didn't you?
Yeah, you ever do you have a breathing technique that can suck in words?
You gotta roll that back.
Also include the link to your hat. I'd be appreciative.
I know that hat is.
I've been all about the hats lately. I'm loving them because then I don't have hair.
Yeah. No, that's a good hat. That's a good hat for curly hair, I think.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, where can we find you? What's all the social media stuff?
You can find me. I mostly use Instagram, so at Alexa Shackelford. I'm pretty easy to find. I think I'm the only Alexa Shackelford on there. And
nice.
Film is in another festival in May in Florida. It's the Pensacon Film Festival. So that's the next festival it's going to be at, and that's at the end of May. And and then I'll just be doing my breath work and auditioning and.
Well, so if someone wants to contact you about the breath work, where do they go?
For now, my Instagram, I've just started, so I'll have a website up soon for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. We got to get your stuff in a West Virginia film festival so we can just do these live. Then we can come and see you at the festival.
Yeah, I mean the one at Conuga that was in Tennessee, that was supposed to be live, and then that obviously.
Yeah, we could have come to that one because that's probably 5 hours away, I think.
Like halfway, yeah. And then I have one in North Carolina. I haven't heard back, but I submitted to one in North Carolina. I think they might do in person. So.
Ooh, well, you got to keep us posted.
I'll let you know. Yeah.
We'll take a road trip.
7 festivals I'm still waiting to hear back from. So.
Yeah. You'll hear back.
Yeah.
It's a great film. You'll hear back.
Thank you. Thanks for watching it.
Yeah, no, thanks for letting us. I've been waiting on that one for a while. I was really curious how the animation was going to turn out. It turned out really well.
Hey, Dad.
What?
Can you shut up for a second?
Yes.
Alexa, I don't think we have any problem with putting your links on our Facebook page so people can get it. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh, great. Yeah. Please do.
Nailed it.
Do you know what's really annoying to me, other than my father, is when we get people on our show. Like I stumble around a lot. I'm quick thinking and none of my words make sense. I hate getting someone on the show who's so much better at talking than I am. It drives me crazy. Like maybe you should just do the podcast and just forget about coming on.
No way, man. We're a team.
All right. Well, Unless we have anything else, I think that's the show.
That's the show.
All right. Well, Dad, I want to say bye. Then you can press end.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Well, bye, everybody. Thank you again for your $1 that you paid. Hope you enjoyed the world that we saved. We'll see you next week when the meteors come. All right. Bye, everybody.